Welcome back, everyone, to Nation of Glory, where we tell the stories of passion, pain, and power, stories that make us believe that greatness isn't inherited, it's earned. Today, we're diving into the life of a man whose journey from the football field to the wrestling ring has become one of the most powerful transformations in modern sports entertainment. A man who's not just carrying a legendary name, but building his own legacy. This is the emotional, inspiring, and unstoppable story of Bron Breakker, known to the world as Bron Breakker, the powerhouse shaping the future of WWE. Bron Breakker's story begins long before his first wrestling match. It starts with family, tradition, and the spirit of competition that runs deep in his veins. Born on October 24, 1997, in Woodstock, Georgia, Bron Breakker came into a world already surrounded by greatness. His father, Rick Steiner, was one half of one of the most legendary tag teams in wrestling history, the Steiner brothers. And his uncle, Scott Steiner, was one of the most dominant and charismatic performers to ever step inside a wrestling ring. For most kids, that legacy would be impossible to escape. But for Bron, it was something else. It was fuel. Growing up, he watched his father and uncle become global icons in the wrestling world. He saw their intensity, their strength, their legacy, and deep inside, he knew one day, he wanted to make them proud. But what's special about Bron's journey is that he didn't just want to walk in their footsteps, he wanted to carve his own path. Before stepping into the ring, Bron was already a fierce competitor. He was an exceptional athlete in high school, a powerhouse on the football field with the heart of a lion. He attended Etowah High School and quickly became one of the most dominant players on the team. His strength, speed, and explosiveness made him a standout in football. And that drive earned him a scholarship to play college football at Kennesaw State University, where he became a key player for the Owls. On the field, he was relentless, a true bulldozer who could take down anyone in his way. But even as he chased football dreams, the call of the wrestling ring was never too far away. He carried the spirit of a fighter, a performer, and a Steiner in his blood. But Bron's journey wasn't easy. After college, he pursued a professional football career, signing briefly with the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL. For most people, that would have been a dream come true, but fate had something else in store. His time in football was short. He didn't make the main roster, and that moment, that disappointment could have broken him. But instead, it became his spark. Because sometimes, the doors that close lead us to the paths we were always meant to take. Bron realized that his real calling wasn't on the football field. It was inside the squared circle. The same world that his father and uncle had conquered was waiting for him, and he was ready. In 2021, he signed with WWE, marking the beginning of a new era. But when he stepped into the Performance Center, he wasn't just another second-generation star. He was a man on a mission to prove that he didn't need a famous last name to make a name for himself. That's when he became Bron Breakker, a name that symbolized destruction, intensity, and power. A new identity. A new beginning. When Bron Breakker made his debut on NXT, the wrestling world took notice immediately. Fans could feel something different about him. He wasn't trying to be Rick or Scott Steiner, he was trying to be something new. His energy, his explosiveness, his raw power, it all screamed star. The way he moved, the way he spoke, the way he carried himself, it was like watching a storm come to life in human form. In his very first match, he showed the world what he was made of. He wasn't just strong, he was lightning fast, agile, and fearless. Every move he made had purpose. Every roar echoed with confidence. And soon enough, NXT had its newest sensation. But here's where the story gets emotional, because Bron Breakker didn't just want success. He wanted respect. He wanted to earn it, fight for it, and make it undeniable. He didn't want fans to love him just because of his bloodline. He wanted them to love him because of his fight. And that's exactly what he did. In just a few months, Bron Breakker climbed through the ranks of NXT, showing strength and maturity beyond his years. He challenged Tommaso Ciampa, the NXT champion and one of the most respected wrestlers in the world. The match was intense, emotional, and symbolic, the future facing the present. And when Bron finally captured the NXT championship, it wasn't just a victory. It was a statement. A declaration that a new era had begun. The crowd erupted. The arena shook. And at that moment, Bron Breakker didn't just carry the legacy of the Steiner family, he extended it. He showed that he belonged. But success in WWE doesn't come easy. The pressure grew heavier with every match. The comparisons to his family never stopped. The expectations kept rising. But through it all, Bron never lost his focus. He embraced the grind. He embraced the hard work. He showed up every single day to be better than he was yesterday. Fans loved him for it. His intensity reminded them of the old school legends, but his style brought something fresh, something electrifying. He wasn't just a powerhouse, he was an athlete. His speed, his explosiveness, and his charisma made him one of the most complete performers of his generation. And then came his move to the main roster Monday Night Raw, the grandest stage in professional wrestling. This was the real test. NXT was the proving ground, but Raw was the battlefield. The lights were brighter, the audience was larger, and the competition was tougher. But as always, Bron Breakker didn't flinch. He walked in with confidence, with fire, and with a hunger that couldn't be ignored. WWE fans saw it immediately. This was not a man trying to live off his family's legacy. This was a warrior writing his own. The intensity in his eyes, the roar before his matches, the passion in every move. Bron was the future, and everyone could feel it. He quickly aligned with the Vision, one of WWE's rising stables, and together they brought chaos, dominance, and energy back to the red brand. But Bron stood out even among them. His presence alone could shift the atmosphere. You could feel the energy in the crowd change the moment his music hit. Behind all the muscles, behind the ferocity, is a man who worked through doubt, who fought through rejections, who turned failure into fuel. Bron Breakker is not just a product of his genetics, he's a product of his grind. His story reminds us that greatness isn't guaranteed, even when you're born into it. It's earned one challenge at a time. There's something deeply human about his journey. We've all faced moments where life didn't go as planned, where dreams we held onto slipped away. For Bron, that was football. But instead of giving up, he redirected his energy, refocused his passion, and found new meaning. That's what makes him more than a wrestler, that's what makes him an inspiration. And in WWE, he's still just getting started. Every week, he's evolving, growing, and proving that he's built for this business. The power, the explosiveness, the voice, the charisma, it's all there. But what sets him apart is his heart. You can't teach that kind of determination. You can't fake that kind of hunger. It's real. Every time Bron Breakker steps into the ring, he's not just fighting an opponent, he's fighting to be remembered. He's fighting for his name, for his family, for his legacy. And with every victory, every roar, and every broken barrier, he's building something that's entirely his own. The crowd knows it. The WWE Universe feels it. He's not just the next big thing, he's the now. A storm that's taking over, a beast that refuses to slow down, and a man who's proving that destiny doesn't come to you, you chase it. From the football fields of Georgia to the electric lights of WWE Raw, Bron Breakker's rise is a story of resilience, reinvention, and relentless pursuit. And maybe that's why fans connect to him so deeply. Because beneath the intensity, there's a story we all understand, the story of fighting for your place, proving your worth, and earning your moment under the lights. Bron Breakker stands today as one of WWE's most explosive and promising superstars, and the scary part? He's just getting started. His story is still being written, chapter by chapter, roar by roar. And if his journey so far has shown us anything, it's that he was born not just to follow in his family's footsteps, but to blaze his own trail of glory. The Steiner legacy will always be respected, but Bron Breakker's legacy? That's being built right now. With every slam, every match, and every victory, he's redefining what it means to be a second-generation superstar. He's not just carrying the torch, he's turning it into a wildfire. So, whenever you see him step into that ring full of energy, full of fire, remember this: behind that power is a story of perseverance. Behind that roar is a man who refused to quit. And behind those eyes is the hunger of someone who's not just here to play the game, he's here to change it. And that's why Bron Breakker is not just another wrestler. He's a symbol of the future. The perfect mix of old school toughness and new school intensity. A reminder that no matter where you come from, or what challenges you face, if you believe in your purpose, no one can stop you. This is the rise of Bron Breakker, the unstoppable force, the heart of the Vision, and the future of WWE. Thank you so much for watching this story here on Nation of Glory. If you enjoyed this journey and felt inspired by Bron Breakker's incredible rise, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about legends and rising stars who make the world of sports and entertainment unforgettable. This is Nation of Glory, where legends are born, and greatness never fades. Until next time, stay strong, stay proud, and keep chasing your own glory. Thank you for watching.